What a shot! Shane Van Boening and Team USA! Unbelievable!
Is this ever going to end? Shane Van Boening's reign over the pool world? He's been doing it for 19 years now and shows no signs of slowing down. It's almost like he's a cyborg sent back from the future to secretly destroy us all. Well, at least in a game of pool. In a field where a lot of the players started playing professional at an extremely young age, Shane actually took his time, winning not one, not two, but 3 national amateur championships before he turned pro at the ripe age of 23. Once a pro, Shane quickly ascended the ranks to become one of the top players in the world and has remained there for his entire 19-year career. In a sport where most players start to lose a little pizzazz as they progress through the years, Shane appears to have a magic-like ability to transcend time. It's almost like the man has frozen himself in his prime. In fact, there's a lot of people who would say that he's even getting better with age. As Shane continues to be one of the top players today, I have to ask one very serious question, and I hate to do it. But is Shane Van Boening the greatest player of all time? And if not, what would he need to do to truly be considered the GOAT? Since I started my YouTube channel, I've pretty much avoided the GOAT topic altogether, as it seems a little bit redundant. If you ask any pool player today who's the GOAT, you're going to get one answer, and one answer only: Efren Reyes. In the early 1980s, Reyes was so dominant in his home country, the Philippines, that some tournament directors banned him for being too good. This pushed him to have to travel to the US in 1985, where he used the alias Cesar Morales so he could compete under the radar. It didn't take long for Reyes to make a massive impact, winning his first tournament at the Houston Reds 9-Ball Open against 108 of the top players in the world. Then, in 1994, Reyes made history by becoming the first non-American to win the prestigious US Open 9-Ball Championship. In 1996, Reyes faced off with Earl the Pearl Strickland in the Color of Money match, where he staged a dramatic comeback to win $100,000, which was the largest prize in pool at that time. Reyes' career continued to soar with landmark victories, including winning the first televised World Pool Championship in 1999. He would go on to win multiple prestigious events, including the 2005 IPT King of the Hill 8-Ball Shootout. By 2006, Reyes reached a career high with his stunning victory at the World Open 8-Ball Championship, where he took home a record-breaking $500,000 prize. That's still the single largest payout to this day. With more accolades than I would ever have time to list in this video, Reyes is not just a champion, he's a legend. A player who rewrote the history books of professional pool. It's easy to see why he's considered the greatest player of all time. But here's the thing, Reyes is no longer competing. Sure, he'll play the odd money match here and there, but due to the fact that he's lost a step or two, he had to stop competing with the top pros. And I know, it's hard to hear that being said about the greatest player of all time, but as with many other players before him, Father Time has finally started taking his toll. Shane Van Boening grew up in a pool-loving family with a rich legacy in the sport. His grandfather was a trick shot artist. His mother and his aunt were both amateur national champions. With such a strong family background, it's no surprise that Shane is one of the best players in the world. By 2007, Shane was a household name in the pool world. He claimed the Predator International 10-Ball Championship title and also caught the attention of Inside Pool magazine. That year, they did an article naming him as pool's next top player. Shane continued to dominate, winning the US Open 9-Ball and capped off the year with a thrilling victory at the Reno Open 9-Ball, where he beat Johnny Archer in an intense double elimination match. Over the next decade, Van Boening's success only grew. He was named Player of the Year multiple times and even earned the title Player of the Decade for the 2010s. His consistency at the top earned him over $2 million in tournament earnings by 2023, setting a record for the AZ Billiards money list. Shane also holds the record for the most US Open 9-Ball championships won, and in 2024, he was inducted into the BCA Hall of Fame. So, is Shane Van Boening the greatest player of all time? While Reyes' career may have come to an end, Shane's reign seems to only be growing stronger. The question we face today is not just about accolades, but longevity, adaptability, and the ability to perform at the highest level when others are fading away. Shane has shown that his skill is not merely a flash in the pan. He transcends eras. But is that good enough to claim the title of the GOAT, or does Efren's legacy stand too tall? Ultimately, the answer may lie in what Shane does next. His career is far from over, and as time continues to challenge even the best, the ultimate question is, can Shane reach the heights of Reyes and make history in ways we have yet to witness? Only time will tell. And as the sport evolves, so too will this topic. What we do know is that Shane Van Boening has already etched his name into the annals of pool history, and whether or not he claims the crown, he's undeniably one of the greatest players to ever play the game. The GOAT debate may never have a definitive answer, but the conversation, just like the game of pool itself, will always be a great one.